Shad fishing is a springtime ritual for some on the Delaware River. The Shad Run is an annual event that marks the beginning of river fishing. In Lambertville, New Jersey, however, one family fishes for shad a little differently.
There it is. This is what you fish with.
Steve Meserve and his family operate the Lewis Fishery, the longest continually operated inland shad fishery on the Delaware River. Meserve's great-grandfather started the fishery almost 120 years ago.
Fred Lewis, which most people these days know, was my grandfather, and his father, we call him Poppy Lewis. He was the one who started running this fishery in 1888 when he was about 14 years old. He's the one who passed it on to me. I was really the next one in line to do it, and the only way to learn any of this is to actually get in and do it. There are no books to read or anything like that.
Using a system of rowboats and huge nets called seines, the Lewis Fishery nets fish the same way it did a century ago.
This was a technique actually taught to settlers by the Indians. It hasn't changed much at all. The boat is fiberglass now instead of wood. The nets are made out of nylon, blends instead of linens, but the methods itself are all the same. It hasn't changed.
From early March through May, Meserve and his crew haul in fish 7 days a week. Those who volunteer and work for the fishery demonstrate their passion by showing up night after night during the season.
Yeah, and they stick around. It seems anybody who comes into it, for the most part, will stay as long as they're physically able to do the work, which is saying something, because it is, as you saw, physical work out there.
You don't have to know anybody, you don't have to be related to do this, you just have to want to do it.
Ted Crumblebine is fishing his 20th season with the Lewis Fishery.
My father-in-law was one of Fred's friends, and he worked over here basically since World War II until he retired a few years ago. He was 75, I think, and he still rode.
The Delaware River shad population is facing a decline. Meserve tries to respect that decline in how he operates the fishery.
We sell them right here in the building behind me. We try to be as sensitive to the fish as we can. We'll only keep those we know we're going to be able to sell. I mean, the days where you would just keep everything and you would either sell them here or ship them to New York or Philadelphia to market are long gone. Those kinds of numbers don't exist, and that kind of demand doesn't exist anymore.
You want the catfish? No. You want catfish too? Whoops. No.
Back in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, yeah, 70 would be a good haul instead of a good season. That would be a really good haul. To have 100 fish would be a really good haul. So we're just experiencing quite the dilemma as to what's going on. I'm afraid it's not one thing that you can just say, we'll do this, it'll fix it. It's going to probably have to be a multi-pronged approach that addresses a couple of things at once.
For some anglers, shad fishing is a fun reason to get out on the river. But for Meserve, his motive is a little more personal.
Why do I do this? Well, because I spend all day in an office, in a cubicle. I mean, I am Dilbert. I'm Dilbert by day, and I'm this guy at night. And it's my release. It's what really, to be out in nature and to be able to experience the changes, the season changes. I mean, this is one of those touchstones to go out and to do this and see the shad come up, to see the trees blooming. You know, I'm out there in the middle of the river every night for 2 months, and I see the sticks grow into buds, grow into leaves. And I see the birds, the swallows come back that are nesting under the bridge, and I see the ducks and the goslings all born and grow up, and you know, and you see all the different fish in the net as they come into their time for spawning, and it's just a way to remember that it's all bigger than us, but then again, we're all part of it. I know I will keep it going as long as I can, and I think I've got enough people interested in it that I think it can keep going, but you know, I'm going to keep things in place so that it's ready for the next generation.